that this first fruit, this Shavuot, is very special. It's launching something into your life. So a couple days later, we go and meet Moody Sonberg, and he says, so-and-so said he met you and talked to you and invited you to come to the city of David. Now, I got to tell you, we went from like 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night for 10 days, 12 days until the tour got there. We were exhausted. I mean, just exhausted. And I said, I haven't got back with him. And so he said, you need to see this. He's not just going to show you what everybody else sees. He wants to show you something nobody's seen. And I go, oh, yeah. So he calls on the phone. And they said, yeah, bring Pastor Larry over and stuff. And how many will be with him? And I said, well, there's over 80 of us. And they go, no, just 1 or 2 of you. We can't bring you all in. Now, remember, we're talking about favor after favor after favor. None of this was planned. Can you imagine what God has lined? You need to get up tomorrow and go, I wonder what's going to happen today. Do you understand? Yeah. And so we go there, and we've got 87 or 89 people, whatever it is. And they go, oh, we're going to let you all in. Wow. And we're going to let us all in. And they said, there's a guy right below the Temple Mount steps. There's a street, and then on the other side of it, you go down about 700-800 yards is the Pool of Siloam, where the water libation takes place and where the priests would walk and stuff. Well, a lot of people had said that this is proof the Bible's fable. Nobody ever found the city of David. Well, they found it. Okay, they found it. And they found the gates and everything. So we go over there, and they said, we're going to show you something. And this is a Palestinian area, but there was a Jewish man who had a home there. And this man was sitting in his living room one day, a couple of years ago, and said, I wonder if I dig in my floor if I'd find anything. Wow. So he dug through his floor and found this. Can you open that up? The tunnel? Wow. Now, as you can see, they're excavating this as we speak. And so they were only going to let myself and Scott and Truett, our television producer, in there. But they said, we'll take the whole group in. Amen. So they brought the whole group in. Once again, favor of God. Right. And as you can tell, this is not a little place. I wish there was that's actually a better picture behind. We need it. Can we get that brighter at all, or is that as bright as it goes? Huh? That's a little brighter. We need better something on there. And these stones, the guy's telling us this, and once he realized we knew what he was talking about, this is the street in which Jesus would have walked without a shadow of a doubt, coming up to the temple during Shavuot, during the Feast of Tabernacles. These stones, and you can't tell by this picture, are shiny, pristine, clean, because they haven't been walked on since the destruction of the temple. And then he said, but we found something here. They're still excavating it. It goes all the way down to the Pool of Siloam. And if you know about the water libation and the walking and the bringing and the whole thing, they said, we found a pomegranate bell. A pomegranate bell, and it's amazing, just out of nowhere, the week before I left, I was studying the pomegranate bell on the hem of the priest's robe. Wow. I don't know why I was studying it. I was just studying it. Wow. And they found a pomegranate bell, which would have been on the hem of the high priest's robe, that proves he walked those streets bringing the first fruit offerings up to the temple, and one of the pomegranate bells fell off, and they found it in the dirt. So there's nobody in the world can say that did not happen. And here we're seeing it during Shavuot, and standing, all of us, standing on the very stones which Jesus and the high priest and the highest of all high priests would have walked bringing the first fruit offering up. That's not a coincidence. And I thought about, God, why did you have me studying that? I just saw it somewhere and I began to study the Hebrew of it. You know, I've always heard that they put the bells on the priest's robe, that when he went into the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur, that as long as they heard the bells, they knew. No, that's Christian version. You know what the Hebrew version is? Is that when God heard the bells ringing, to God, it was the voice of his people giving him praise for being the Lord of the harvest. This is not a coincidence. So we go to Shiloh, the first fruit offering. Didn't know we were going there. We're standing on these steps, and he said, oh, bring everybody. And when we're standing there, and I told the group, I said, I'm sorry. When I first met the group, I said, I think there's going to be something open up. Then they said, no, we can only bring 2 or 3 of you in. I said to the group, I'm sorry, but they can only take us in. And then when we get there, they go, no, Pastor Larry, no, yeah, we'll bring your whole group in. And God spoke to me and said, come on. The whole group's coming in on this journey. It's going to, come on, the whole group is coming on this journey. It's an amazing time, amen?